Hello students, in this video I am going to start about pregnancy and embryonic development. After implantation means the blastocytes embed endometrium, that is known as implantation. After implantation, the finger-like projections appear on the trophoblast called chronicle villi, which are surrounded by the uterine tissues and the maternal blood. The chronic villi and uterine tissue become integrated with each other and both jointly forms a structural and functional unit called as developing embryo, means a fetus, and maternal body called a placenta. You can see the villi in this diagram, placental villi. This is an embryo, means a developing embryo, which is known as fetus. The placenta is very functional because it helps in supply of oxygen and nutrition to the embryo, and it removes CO2, means carbon dioxide, and excretory waste material produced by the embryo. The placenta is connected to the embryo through an umbilical cord, which helps the transport of substance to and from the embryo. Placenta also act as an endocrine tissue. Endocrine means endo means inside, crine means secretion, means the secretion of hormone in the bloods. So the endocrine tissue and produce several hormones which secretes in the blood. Endocrine which secretes in the blood. The hormones are HCG, human chronic gonadotropin, human placental lactogen, estrogen, progesterone, etc. are the hormones which are endocrine. In the later phase of the pregnancy, a hormone called relaxin is also secreted by the ovary. Relaxin and all these hormones are produced in the woman only during pregnancy. In addition, during pregnancy, the level of other hormones like estrogen, progesterone, cortisol, prolactin, thyroxine are increased several folds in the maternal blood. Increased production of this hormone is essential for supporting the fetal growth. All the hormones which are noted here is helpful in the growth of this fetus. Metabolical changes in the mother and maintaining of pregnancy is done by all these hormones. Immediately after the implantation, the inner cell mass differentiates, and it differentiates into an outer layer called ectoderm, and the inner one is known as endoderm, and the middle one is mesoderm, between the ectoderm and endoderm. These three layers give rise to all tissues, organs in the adult. It needs to maintain here in the inner cell mass. It is called as stem cells, which have the potency to give rise to tissue and organ. All three layers are very important, which gives rise to all the tissues and organs. Now we will see about the parturition and lactation. We have seen that the childbirth is known as parturition. The average duration of human pregnancy is about 9 months, is known as gestation period. Vigorous contraction of the uterus at the end of pregnancy causes delivery of the fetus. This process means delivery of the fetus means childbirth is known as parturition. It includes a complex neuroendocrine mechanism, means the endocrine means the secretion of the hormones stimulates the signal of parturition originates from the fully developed fetus, and the placenta, which includes mild uterine contraction called fetal ejection reflex. This trigger release of oxytocin from the maternal pituitary. This hormone oxytocin acts on the uterine muscles and causes stronger uterine contraction, which stimulates the further secretion of oxytocin. The stimulatory reflex between the uterine contracts and the oxytocin secretion continues, result in the stronger and stronger contraction. The uterine muscle contracts with the help of the oxytocin, and in this it leads to the expulsion of the baby out of the uterus through the birth canal, means the parturition means the delivery of the Fetal means childbirth is done by the birth canal, known as parturition. The mammalian gland of the female undergo differentiate during pregnancy and start producing milk towards the end of the pregnancy by the process of lactation. Means the milk production by the female is known as lactation. This helps the mother in feeding the newborn. The milk produced during the initial few days of lactation, the starting period. This lactation is known as colostrum, which contains several antibodies which are very helpful for the newly born baby, absolutely essential to develop resistance for the newborn baby. Breastfeeding during the initial period of the infant growth is recommended by the doctor for being a healthy baby. So this all you have to note down, this summary you have to write in your books. Thank you.